We're back for Your Ears Only. I'm David Alpern.
I'm Melissa Axelberth with a quote from the news. Potential life-threatening side effects without proof of a benefit in terms of delay in tumor growth. That was Food and Drug Administration Chief Margaret Hamburg explaining the FDA decision to decertify the drug Avastin as a treatment for breast cancer. Though Medicare will continue to pay for such treatments, private insurance companies may not. Now this.
Well, I could say that, I have done some of those things. I have horsed around with kids. I have showered after workouts. I have hugged them, and I have touched their leg. Am I sexually attracted to underage boys? Sexually attracted? No, I enjoy young people. I love to be around them. But no, I'm not sexually attracted to young boys.
For most who heard former Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky's shockingly clueless description of his conduct with young boys on NBC last week, his subsequent denial of pedophilia was decidedly beside the point. So far, he is free on bail on abuse charges involving 8 alleged victims over the years, and there are reports that 10 others may come forward. The FBI is reportedly considering whether he may also have broken federal law by taking underage and underprivileged youths across state lines for immoral purposes.
At Syracuse University, meanwhile, assistant basketball coach Bernie Fine was placed on administrative leave as school officials sought to determine the truth of allegations he abused 2 former ball boys for years. And around the country, there were reports that the Penn State case is prompting many others to end years of silence about their own abuse, some seeking legal redress, some simply an end to secret pain and shame. To talk about that ripple effect for Your Ears Only, we have Sylane Mack, a certified counselor in individual, family, and crisis intervention, and author of the memoir Convinced, about her own story of sexual abuse and healing. Welcome to our program.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here and that you are willing to address this deep issue.
We know that a preponderance of child abusers were abused themselves as children, but what proportion of all those abused actually do tend to repeat the pattern?
The actual proportion of those who repeat the pattern is actually so hard because there aren't clear reports.
But short of becoming abusers themselves, how are the victims of child sexual abuse generally affected as they grow to maturity in terms of self-respect, respect for authority figures who obviously were the sources of abuse?
Yes, thank you so much. That is an excellent question, David. There is especially a huge issue of trust. There is a huge issue of self-defending behavior, which would give them great difficulty in dealing with authority figures. And also, at the same time, there is such a sense of worthlessness when you are treated like trash. To really overcome that is such a difficult problem. And we see self-images and intimacy, the ability to have intimate relationships of trust, are especially broken.
And sexual relationships as adults?
Absolutely, absolutely. In the counseling that I've done, I started counseling in 1980, and I absolutely love counseling couples especially, and yet there are so many women and men who have gotten to a place where the ability to really interact in safety and in sensuality, in the freedom with which sexuality was given as a gift to us as human beings, it is absolutely broken. It's very hard to trust. As well, there tends to be either promiscuity on either women or men's side, or there is the hiding, not being able to, not feeling good about their bodies and the gift that we've been given as humans.
We know that Christian faith was key to your own healing from sexual abuse, but what therapies work best for followers of other faiths or non-believers?
Yes, I absolutely. My Christian faith was foundational for my healing, that love relationship that I know from God. There are, though, the same very steps, and I have an acronym I would love to have your listeners have that would work therapeutically, whether you are a person of faith or not. And it is all about being able to stand taller. So the acronym comes from the letters that make up the word taller. So I just want to go through it. Here's the therapeutic, and these are I consider these therapeutic choices in each one of them. The first one would be tell. Open up to a trusted person, a counselor, a wise friend, or it may be a person of faith, but you've got to tell the truth of your hurt and your experience. Number 2, acknowledge how ugly and evil it really was, and that this person was wrong. The first L, let go of all of the lies that you came to believe. And people that have been abused really believe these twisted thinkings that I'm not loved, I'm only here to be used by someone, I'm worthless, and it's our fault. This is not their fault. The second, L, let go of your victimhood. And this is probably one of the very toughest things, because you do have to choose that now you, as you have gotten older, many are just dealing with it in their adulthood, to choose to take responsibility for their getting well. They're not that powerless child anymore. That is quite an intentional therapeutic choice that needs to be made. E, engage in healthy, health-bringing relationships. And this can be with friends, with family, again, in a faith relationship with the way they would worship God. But they need to learn how to trust again by engaging in healthy relationships. And the last letter is R, and this was absolutely essential for me personally, and I really do believe for the greatest freedom for these precious people who have been victimized. Release the anger, the hatred, and the hurt that you have, and you have it rightfully so, but you need to release it, and that releasing comes through forgiveness.
That's a fantastic thing to hold on to.
Yeah, and I will post this on my Facebook page later today, so if any of your listeners would like to see it, I just think it has been very powerful in the years that I've been counseling all of these precious victims, and really, quite honestly, how God counseled me to get free.
Thank you, Sylane. Sylane Mack is a certified counselor in individual, family, and crisis intervention and author of the memoir Convinced, about her own story of sexual abuse and healing.
Quote from the news, "I just want the truth to come out, the real story." That was Lana Wood, actress sister of late movie star Natalie Wood, on the reopened case of her sister's mysterious drowning in 1981. New testimony by the captain of the yacht she owned with her actor husband Robert Wagner suggested a fight involving the couple may have played a role.
Next, J. Edgar Hoover in Fact and Film, for your ears only.